There's a younger version of myself that immediately upon seeing this title would have immediately disagreed with what I'm about to say. While younger me, or the younger version of myself, was extremely driven towards picking a career that I was happy about and picking something that if I was going to do every day, I want to make sure I'm enjoying it and making sure that all of my life choices were geared towards passion. There's one thing that younger me forgot to take into account when making and just going about life is that money makes the world spin. Plain, hard, cold fact. And if you want to survive and get ahead in this economy, if you want to build wealth for yourself, if you want to create generational wealth, create a life where your children and their children are not struggling, my bro, you can't always pick stuff. You can't always make decisions based off passions, especially when it comes to career choices and picking your job. You can't always go with what you enjoy the most, because a lot of times, a lot of us gravitate towards interests and passions that don't have high income or don't have high earning potential, and we end up between a rock and a hard place because we did the vibey thing, or we did what, you know, all these guys on the internet tell us what to do. We found something we're passionate about. We found something we like to do, that we get up in the morning and we're not hating the morning, but we're making $40,000 or $50,000 from it. And then what happens is, years down the line, you end up regretting that because you can't take care of yourself. When you pick passion, you failed to account for the fact that you failed to account for inflation. You have no way of combating that. So you have no way of combating rising house prices, rising grocery costs, rising any rising cost. You fail to account for it, and then you end up because yeah, you're doing the thing you enjoy, but you can't take care of yourself. So upon maturing and growing a little bit more, I honestly started advising people is pick a career, pick a job that produces high income, that you know you're going to make money in, and then use that money to funnel it into your side passion, use it to funnel it into your hobbies, your self-interest, and use that to live. Because if you picked a hobby that doesn't make a lot of money and you're not broke, I promise you, you don't give a fuck about whether or not you enjoy what you do. You're just trying to get some bread in your pocket. And so if you're deciding, or you're trying to decide what to do with your life, go on Google, go online, look up and do some research in high earning industries that produce a lot of money, and pick something. Whether it be, you know, you pick a job that looks like it makes the most, or you pick a job that you gravitate towards on that list. Just pick something and then take the necessary steps to get acclimated in that industry, acclimated in that role. And then once you're in that role, you're now in a position to funnel money that you're making, because you can take care of yourself. You're now in a position to funnel that money into your hobbies, into your side interests. If your hobbies or your passion, if you're really passionate about traveling and you want to do a travel blog, well, guess what? That's a lot easier now that you have more money to do that. If you're really passionate about making coffee or being a barista or being a bartender, guess what? Now you have more money to go out and go buy alcohol, go and buy the mocha and make your coffee. You can't do that if you're broke. You can't do that if you don't have any money coming in. And then you can take it a step further, where now that you have income coming in and you can afford to do things like save, you can afford to do things like invest, you can afford to do things like properly allocate your money. That's where you don't give in to lifestyle inflation, unless of course your passion is lifestyle, or your passion is buying expensive shit. Don't give in to lifestyle inflation. Stack your bread, save your money, and then now you're in a position to leave your job because you have the money saved up. You're not living paycheck to paycheck trying to finance a lifestyle you can't afford. So anytime your boss pisses you off, you have 20, 30K saved up, you're in a position to get out of there, because now you have the money saved up, as opposed to following the stigma of the struggling artist, or following the stigma of being broke and following my passion because whatever Susie on TikTok told you that if you follow your passion, you'll get that tenfold. That, I'm sorry, that's not how life works. That's not how life works. So get the bread first. Use the bread to funnel it into your passion. And then another point that I just want to tell you guys, that I just want to make to you guys, is a lot of the times you realize that when you start working in a job or industry that is your passion, you realize that once you start adding bureaucracy to it and you start adding politics to it, you don't even no more, bro. Because think about it like this. Let's say you're passionate about sports and you're lucky enough to finally make it to the league, but you're not a statistic anomaly in the sense that you're not the best in the country, etc., etc. So you've made it to the league, but now you're benched, and you now realize that although you like playing sports and you like doing this for a living, sports at the end of the day, it's a industry that's a business. And so the business comes first, the politics come first. And now your once glossy perception of how this is supposed to go is jaded. And even in my own personal example, because I know a lot of y'all say, well, what are you doing? How are you making this work for yourself? My side hustle at the moment, my hobby, my passion, I guess you can say, is YouTube, talking to you guys. It's a lot easier for me to do this now that I'm working a 9 to 5, now that I have some level of income coming in, as opposed to a few months ago, not working, being broke, but trying really hard to make my YouTube channel pop because I didn't have any money. And then you start, like I said in a few videos ago. But the point I was trying to make is now that I have money, it's a lot easier and it takes a lot of pressure off of my passion to now put more energy into my passion. And I can now buy things and buy equipment that help me level up my YouTube channel, as opposed to trying to do it while I was broke. And I'm not in a position to take care of myself. I'm not in a position to start buying assets, start buying things like wealth, because I have income coming in and I can use that income to funnel it into my passion, funnel it into my side hustle. So when you're picking a career, you want to pick it based off earning potential. I know that might sound shallow, but you want to pick off earning potential, not necessarily what you like, because at the end of the day, you still need to take care of yourself. You still need to be able to provide, and you still need to be able to, you still need money coming in if you want to get ahead on your financial life and building financial freedom. So if y'all rock with that video and you want to see more like that, subscribe and follow for more content.